What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks Week, episode 10. So glad we got to 10 episodes. I'm your host, AlphonZeus, and we're going to be going over the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 138, as well as results from our local and any other news we have for our channel, as well as future updates. So, of course, let's get right into it. Ride 138, tight-knit ship. And now, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode yet, please pause or close the video, go watch that episode, and then come back right here so we can discuss about it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, I will post a link in the description down below so you can skip right to the results of our local at Game On. So, Ride 138, tight-knit ship, pretty much is going to be the conclusion of the battle between Leon and Reverse Kote. I think that this battle was definitely epic in more ways than one, because we always had that that Vanguard episode, got my notes right here, that with the Vanguard superior rided, whether it was Azo superior ride, Aleph superior ride in the older days, even like, you know, with all the other superior rides in general. When your opponent's at grade 3 and you're only at grade 1, that's a pretty big mountain to climb. So in that case, you know, in this case, it wasn't a superior ride from the soul charging stuff. It was actually a superior ride from a superior cross ride from Die Hard skill, which was pretty badass. Take two grade 3 dimensional police units, put them in the soul, then ride reverse Dayusha. Ouch. That's pretty insane. So what's going on right now is that Leon, he's the last guy that's still in his normal state. He's not reversed yet. He has bashing coming from not only the Team SIT Genius and Yuri, but he also has some bashing coming from maybe indirect bashing coming from Jillian and Charlene, saying that they hail to the almighty Emperor of Kote. And that's all sorts of bad. Kind of destroys his confidence, but it's good to see him, like, you know, still keeping through and saying that Aqua Force shall not fall, as well as, you know, going back to the wind. The wind always gets me. Now, of course, when Leon rode the 10k vanilla, and then he managed to get at least some damage in, and it's like, okay, huge crit, whatever. And, you know, he's been trying to at least catch up and at least, you know, put Kote on a spin. But then, like, you know, Kote was, you know, damage checking jaw triggers, and that's extremely bad because it's like, oh man, this is going to be so awful because now it's going to be harder for him to hit. And then when Reverse Dayusha uses the limit break skill, because apparently that's the 4th damage, boom, Tier 9 Lazarus goes down to 0k. And now it is almost hard, it is too hard to do so. And it was good that he at least had that perfect guard in hand to save it. And then he rode Transcore Dragon, one of the most broken break rides in the entire game of Vanguard. So, you know, he's at 11k, which was nice. Managed to at least get a boost, trying to deal some more damage after Kote did a heal, and then, you know, trying to at least catch up with that. And then, of course, Reverse Dayusha kind of came back again, and Kote was not only kicking ass, but he was literally going on about this history lesson, how Rome was the vote of the day, but with the power that he received from being reversed, he could do that in a day. And then, like, you know, SIT Genius has been, like, so up in arms, just, like, discouraging Leon no matter what. And then, like, Leon always wanted to win. And then the two fighters, Jillian and Charlene, they were kind of silent. And then Leon, when he reverted to Divine Wind, all of a sudden you see the tears coming from Jillian and Charlene's eyes, and you see that, wow, even when reversed, they still, like, it's like the souls are still trying to fight being reversed, and they at least show some sort of feeling that they are not completely under control and that they can have a chance. So Leon went out. And then, of course, with that, with that limit break at the end for the Dayusha, for Reverse Dayusha, Transcore goes down to 1k, but he was able to guard those attacks. And then we get to see the premiere. But before we get into the premiere, there's also a really special unit I like to give a shout out to, which is Tidal Assault. It's a grade 2 Benedict clone, 9k. When you swing at the Vanguard, you can stand him again, and then he'll swing for 4k because you get that minus 5k. Of course, you know, you get the booster behind him, so you get at least, you know, another attack in. Of course, it kind of shows that animation where 9k to Dayusha's 13. So it's like, well, you got to add on a battle, even if that battle is useless. I think that, you know, that's definitely a good unit. I like it compared to Benedict, because at least with that, you can actually intercept. Now, when, Kote did his reverse stuff again, it was pretty bad. And then when we get to Leon again, then we get to see the premiere of Tetra Drive Dragon, aka Metallic Blastoise Awesomeness, which I've seen standing Vanguards before. Ever since the end when he premiered, and if you want to count Commander Laurel's skill to even stand anything, stand a Vanguard again and not lose Twin Drive. Yeah, Block Kruger, and then you get to see the other ones like Revenge of Raging Form Dragon, and you get to see the Eradicator. Oh man, it's crazy. But this Tetra Drive is actually a little bit more special than usual because it has a very unique situation. So when he rode Tetra Drive Dragon on top of Transcore, that's the most broken combo ever. I feel like just starting an Aqua Force deck just because of that combo. And so what happens is that so he's attack with the rear guard first. So take out I think a Die Driller or Die something or the 10k vanilla. And then he attacks with the Vanguard. And Vanguard, since it's the second one, you activate the limit break. So it's like okay. So pretty much now he gives the effect to a rear guard so that it can go into the fourth battle, which I will explain later. Attacks. And Kote has to discard so he can guard that card, because if not, then he's going to get an extra crit and he'll lose. And so, I think that the strategy is he just discards a card so he can guard, so he can avoid that extra critical, which is interesting because I don't think I saw him calling anything to the Guardian Circle after he discarded a card. And then he added that, I think he drove check a critical or whatever. And then, that puts Kote at 5 damage. And then we have, Tidal Assault getting in that second and that third and fourth battle to the Vanguard was good because he had to block it too. And then the close step of the attack, and even SIT Genius was like, what the hell is going on? Why isn't his turn over yet? Well, that's because Tidal Assault earned a new skill from Tetra Drive Dragon, which is at the close step that this unit attack the Vanguard, you can I think it was Counterblast too. You know what? I'm gonna look this up so I don't be so I would not get this wrong. I'd rather I want to make sure I can get this right, because it is Counterblast 2. Wow, that's awesome. Counterblast 2, discard 2 Aqua Force units, which is pretty much the Twin Drive that he has. Stand it again, and then still has Transcore skill, in which the Kenji has to discard another one, and he's desperately called the last two, but that wasn't even enough for him to guard because Tetra Drive is such a boss. And so, and then I think he used the last Counterblast 1, so, no, that's an act. I think he did that before, but at least he swung and then he beat Kote, and it was so awesome just to see Kote just lose, at least reverse Kote. So you just see like, yeah, where's your power now? Where's your empire now? You lose, Kote. You suck. And you get to see him lose, and then reverse Dayusha goes away forever. And then we have Kote coming back to his normal self, and then we have to see team up with Leon and Kote facing off the rest of the team, SAT Genius, Yuri, and Joey and Charlene. And then we get to see the last animation, which featured Dai Kaiser. We don't see that. We don't see much of Leopold reverse. We don't even see if there's an Aqua Force reverse card, because the rumor that Bushiroad has a reversed unit. I don't know. So I wish I could have seen at least the final 2 turns for each battle and stuff, but at least they got it, and it was a happy ending. And it's actually pretty cool that both the main antagonists from Season 1, Red, and Season 2, Leon, they end up being badasses and reverse. Well, for Red, he reverses his entire team. For Leon, he reverses his entire team and his rivals as well, which in turn unreversed, the team and their friends. So everything was a happy ending. And when Guy reunited with Yuri and Kote, Guy wanted to give them some alone time. And of course, Yuri wants to beat up Guy for that, even though it's like she really doesn't like Kote, and it's pretty cute. And so I think the episode's pretty good. At least I haven't seen the episode preview for Ride 139, but I think it's gonna be good. I hope they're gonna go back to Aichi. Was what I've seen from the North American Cardfight Vanguard Facebook group. They are. So I was like, oh, okay. Now, what the heck is Aichi gonna do this time? That's my preview for that. And that's it for the episode. If you have anything to add to the episode, maybe any other highlights you want to list down, please comment down below. And let's get right into the results of our local. Now, Friday we had a singles tournament, it's a tag team tournament. It had about 14 people. I didn't enter that though, actually. It was just a regular standard tournament, and I actually ended up entering the MTG draft again, like what happened last week. I ran a blue-red mill/burn deck, and it's been working out a little bit for me. First round I lost because the guy completely controlled me. He canceled my key cards, so I wasn't able to provide answers for that. Second game I won because I milled the guy out, and I also attacked him for game. because Tomb Scour and Millstone did so much work for me. And then the third game I lost because I made a major misplay because the Senja Vampire that gains a +1/+1 counter when when a unit dies in battle. I should have saved it because I had a phantasmal armor that I can equip to my flyer so that he would actually survive the attack from the Silver Vampire, and I would have been able to live that game. So I dropped that, and I was like, it's alright. But you know what? I had fun. It was good to play some Magic again. And then Saturday we had the extra booster draft tournament for Infinite Phantom Legion and the Celestial Valkyrie. 4 Infinite Phantom Legion players, 4 Celestial Valkyrie players, thank God. And so, what I pulled from the draft was only a chocolate as a holo. The rest pulled at least one holo and other. So, you know, some got Fromage, Coco, Silent Tom, oh man, the list goes on. And I was really at edge right now, so I had to really like go out and make sure that I can do my crap correctly. So, what I did was, my first round, I went up against this guy who was running Oracle Think Tank. Apparently he called Coco as a rear guard instead of a vanguard, but I think that was understandable because he had more than one card in the soul, so that's pretty tough to get that counterblast 2 off. I thought he soul blasted at least once, and then I managed to control his game by attacking Silent Tom so I can drop the guard and attack the vanguard. And then second round I went up against Joe, one of the newer members of Team Dark Matter. Shout out to them. First game he decked out. Second game I luck sacked because it was a desperate play, and I'll explain why. Also explain a little bit about the luck sacking later on after the local results. And so it was a stand trigger +5 stand the booster for the Vanguard. Critical trigger at all effects. And you know I luck sacked him, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. It's a risk versus reward game. And then third round, I went up against the only undefeated, and he was running Nova Graph ability. He had the Infinite Phantom Legion. I managed to, I think, damage check that guy, or at least he was in the deck until the end. I beat him, and then the second round he was Gradelock, unfortunately. And then fourth round, I went up against Rob from Team Dark Matter, one of the veterans there. And first round he decked out. Second round I managed to just kind of control the. It was a close game. It all came down to triggers. And then from that fourth, they cut it off the top 4, and I managed to get first place. Finally, in my Vanguard career, I placed first place in a Vanguard tournament, even though it was just an extra booster draft. And as a prize, I got Battle Sister Fromage. I'm keeping this mat, and I absolutely love the art here. She looks so cute, and when I got the mat and the tournament organizer gave it to me, I was like, oh wow, this feels so right. I was like, yeah. And you know, it was definitely a hard fought win. I had to go in with just like my only holo as chocolate. I managed to go undefeated all 4 rounds. I just lost the last game, but I went 2-1 against Rob, and I won the match. I guess what I do like about it is that I managed to win it. I got the prize support packs. If you've seen the game on Facebook page, I had the biggest smile on my face because of that. And then you know I pulled a Sakia and a Scarlet's Coco from that. And then I managed to get the Silent Tom, and I managed to get a remastered Tsukiyomi deck. So the only thing I'm missing right now is the Pentagon of Magus, but I also want to build a separate build just for the Magus build because I love that. I love that build. Stacking a legitimate strategy. Just saying. Okay, and then that's the end of the local results, and now I actually want to give some updates for the channel. Now I know I've been posting up a lot of videos recently because right now I'm actually on vacation. I was supposed to go with my family to Canada, but then let's just say Murphy's Law kicked in, and there was some stuff that went wrong, and we couldn't be able to make it. So I had to make the best of my situation and kind of like, you know what? If I'm going to be spending some time out, and if we could just go visit some friends over the weekend, some family friends, and try and like catch up with them, that would be good. I would consider that a vacation. I try to make the most of it, put in some extra work for this Labor Day weekend, and give you the English Cardfight Vanguard Meta Discussion. Now, of course, yeah, I do know that a few of the comments below, I knew that we did have some. I guess we had an issue because it was a bit one-sided in terms of like everybody was kind of venting about how the luck sacking Gradelock happens to them. although it can also work in our favor. So hopefully for the next English Vanguard Meta Discussion, which I hope to include Ian, Josh, and Mike in, that we can at least talk about how luck stacking works for us, and then like, you know, would we feel bad about it, or would we just say it's just part of the game? And you know, it's just like, in my opinion, I feel that's like, I just feel dirty inside, because like, I can't believe I just did that to this guy. And then from there, we managed to, and then from there, I want to make sure that I can make a follow-up to that video, so at least we can play devil's advocate and learn how the luck stacking and Gradelock actually works in our favor as well. So I want to make sure that it wouldn't be as one-sided for next time. I just wanted to give it a shot and try to do that, and I hope you guys also like the bloopers as well. It's pretty cool. Other videos that I'm going to be posting up is I got two $20 sneak peek packs for Tourneys Valkyrie. I'll put up that video sometime later tonight, as well as putting up my updated trade binder video. I got a couple of new things from the extra booster set, as well as some new cards, and I hope you guys like that as well. I know Henry's been hard at work putting up his videos, and he's been updating them as well. So if you have any SPs you want, I know that Henry's definitely looking for any SPs possible, so he can get that SP Dream Binder up and running again. Now, in terms of the other card games, I know that Kaijudo is definitely something. I actually want to do a comment from, like, you know, Kaijudo, Waste Woods, which seems to be the two games that Team Gradelock is going in right now. I still want to stick with Vanguard. I think it's great. I think that it's beginner friendly, that even the beginner can, you know, like, beat a veteran in terms of, like, you know, luck and stuff like that. However, even though that you have luck stacking and stuff, I had to disagree with Henry, as I realize it right now, that it's not 85% luck, 50% skill. It's actually more of 60-40 in terms of luck versus skill, or even 50-50. Because even though that we had luck stacking that occurs on for a while, still, you know, we have consistent toppers. Josh and Henry has been consistently topping. I know at the Friday singles tournament, it was Josh, Henry, and Ian that topped, and they were consistent toppers. And then, you know, Josh was topped again on the Saturday tournament, and then Henry's also been a consistent topper. And, you know, it shows that even though despite the Gradelocking skill, you still outthink your opponent. And even though it's a numbers game, you can still work the skill in your favor, and you play the mind games on your opponent, because the mind games can really make or break a game. Because the guy knows that you're bluffing, then you're kind of screwed. But if you can bluff your opponent into that, then, you know, you kind of have a little mental advantage over him. Now, in terms of Kaijudo, I know that people are definitely picking it up. It's gaining a lot of steam and momentum at our local. I do like the fact that it's definitely a, you know, it's becoming one of the top games. Everybody's playing it right now, and you know, with Waste Swords, I still love it. I still have my green-blue Leaf Beatdown deck, and I'm really looking forward to picking up the Project Diva for Hatsune Miku coming up later this year. So I'm definitely going to do a box opening for that. I'm probably going to buy 2 or 3 boxes. And yeah, and then we want to talk about also the future as well. Updates. We also are planning to go to the New York regional qualifiers on Sunday in New York, and by that time the Liberator and Eradicator trial decks will be out, so we might be seeing some 3 different break rides taking up the format. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to watch. Now, of course, you know, if we have any more updates, please we'll definitely put in the description or add in anything. Of course, if you want to see anything else from an Unlock the Week episode, please comment down below or message me. Please, I am open to any comments, suggestions, criticisms, etc. Because I do want to make this series, this weekly series, good for you. I want to make it entertaining. I want you to at least take some information away from it, because that's my goal. I want to at least be, you know, at least a good personality for Vanguard. And if you please have any comments, or if you have any tips, please, I'm open to it. As long as, you know, you're constructive and not being like, oh, troll wall, because of course I would just ignore that. And okay, that's it for episode 10 of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I'm your host AlphonZeus. I hope that you enjoyed this episode a lot, as I have done, as I've had recording it, and I will see you guys next time.